Andrew Bailey, he kind of played a trick on me. I'm not sure if it was on purpose, but he kind of turned the interview on me and made
I've
me
asked you
really
a bunch of questions.
Yeah, but made me question things, the things I'm wrestling with, because it goes back to this point: is that there's loads of Bitcoin podcasts out there. I think a lot of them are cheerleading shows.
Yeah.
And this isn't a cheerleading show. This is a podcast about Bitcoin that accepts it might fail.
We haven't talked much about it, honestly.
Yeah, fair. But it accepts it might fail. It also questions whether Bitcoin is good for the world. Like, I've questioned that.
Yeah.
I think it is, but I don't know with certainty.
Yeah.
I don't know if we went through hyper-Bitcoinization, what the negative consequences of that are. Could we see a complete collapse in society?
Yeah.
Could we see a lot of death, blood come from that? Could it ultimately be a net negative?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Don't a lot of people say it'll get worse before it gets better? Isn't that sort of like the rallying cry around that?
Yeah. And does it get better? Could it be a catalyst for human destruction? I just don't know the answers.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to say the corniest thing ever. I think it matters what Layer Zero is doing, and Layer Zero is people. I think money, it sounds a little corny. I think money is an instrument for change, but it's not the change itself. And it's a very powerful tool, and it depends on who wields it and what kind of change gets implemented. If a bad person has good money to make change, they're going to make bad changes. Throwing good money at bad doesn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So
Bitcoin what we therefore need is a fairer system of money where there's less ability to game the system to acquire more of it in an unfair way. And if we do that, then hopefully you would see a wider distribution of money and a fairer distribution of money amongst good and you will get bad, but you will get a fair distribution of money.
Yeah. But if the social structures are still in place that discriminate against the currently discriminated, it doesn't matter how good the money is. It doesn't matter if you have access to banks or whatever institution you didn't have access to before. If society hates you, society hates you.
If Bitcoin leads to a fairer distribution of money, does it lead to a better distribution of power?
Well, no, I don't think so. I still think power is which is very philosophical. Power is so strange to me, especially when you consider that a lot of people who are in power, and especially in totalitarian societies, and I'm not pointing to anyone right now, whoever may be listening, but they're always short and small, right? Maybe not always, but for some reason, people listen to what they have to say because of the guns. I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, no, you didn't. You just picked on small people.
I'm below 6 feet tall, so that makes me short.
5'11"?
5'11".
Damn it, you were just short.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm 5'9.5".
You're not short.
I'm average.
You're averagely heighted.
I'm literally average.
Yeah.
I'm above average weight. In the wrong way. So my point is money is power, right? When you have money, you have power.
Yeah.
You just do.
Yeah.
You can do more in different ways, right? So you have the power to change people's lives.
Yeah.
As I have accumulated Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has led to more wealth, I've been able to give some of that to people to change their lives. So that is a powerful act you have.
Sure.
But also money gives you power and influence on a social and political level.
Yeah.
We know that especially in the US with lobbying and backdoor deals. Now, if you had more money in the hands of good people, does that lead to a better wielding of power and a better society?
Yeah, and leaving aside the fact that what is good is up to the eye of the beholder.
Of course. But
yes, if good people have money and bad people have less, that would be better.
And if the Cantillon effect benefits the people who wield that power in the worst way possible, by getting rid of the Cantillon effect, would it lead to a fairer and better society?
So,
God, this is really philosophical.
And I was a math major. You believe that? So maybe I'm misunderstanding what it is. Isn't it where manipulation of money supply increases the price of both goods and of assets?
No, this is those closest to the spigot benefit more from the creation of money.
And you're saying that if Bitcoin was the base money, you can't just create money willy-nilly?
So you lose that effect. And if you But then I'm going to flip it the other way.
Sure.
Power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Sure.
So was it the money that made these people bad, or did they arrive bad and get the money? What came first, the money or the bad?
The money. I think people are good.
Yeah, I think I agree. So like if you get rid of that, if you have a fairer distribution of money, not in a communist way, just in a natural order of effects by having fair money, do we have less negative power?
Yes, but I would really question if Bitcoin has a fair distribution. Just think about the wealth that the earlier people have.
But we're still very early. Over time, does that distribution improve? I don't know.
If I'm to guess, I don't think so. I think HODL culture is so cemented in early Bitcoiners, right? I mean, a ton of money. And then all of us are in Bitcoin because we think it's better money. We think it's borderless. It's great central position. That's great. We also want to make money. We're not doing this for free. Like if I wanted to work for free, I work on open source software. I work at CoinDesk. I make money there because I am a person who wants to make money because that's how our civilization works. I think something that we have a blind spot to is early Bitcoiners. And I mean early, right? I think Bitcoin's going to be around forever or for a very long time. We're early Bitcoiners. I think a blind spot is the fact that there is still this distribution problem because people who were early, not all of them were smart. Some of them just got plain old lucky. And someone like my dad, who we've talked about earlier, who was earlier than them even and has no Bitcoin, well, shouldn't he be compensated for the fact that he was early? But because he took, custody into his own hands and he kind of fucked it up or whatever, or, his family needed him to pay for things because it was a financial crisis. Is that fair? Is that a fair distribution? My dad was CPU mining.
I think Bitcoin has the fairest distribution model possible.
Yeah.
But if you apply a moral layer to that, you can consider that maybe it is unfair.
Yeah.
Like, I think the earlier you are, the fairer you think it is.
Yeah, I think that's completely true.
Yeah.
I would have this is the fairest thing in the world if I was CPU mining back in 2009, right? Or 2010, whatever it was.
Yeah, I wish I was.
I think more philosophical stuff here. I think we're great what we're doing now. This is great.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I'm in a really good place with all of this.
Yeah.
Trying to avoid the doom mongers or being a doomer myself and being more pro. I'm very interested in ideas that people have that bring people together constructively rather than pulling people apart. Again, why we considered with this show, I think we now have a bigger job to do.
Yeah.
Which is not preach about Bitcoin to Bitcoiners, which is preach about money and economics to everybody, which means we might have to not be what Bitcoin did anymore and be a generic show that can bring enough people in there to educate them about money, economy, and important subjects. That feels like more of a mission now than talking about 21 million UTXOs. Yeah,
I get bent out of shape with some of those maximalist slogans. Who cares if it's 21 million? It actually does not matter that it's 21 or 22. It was not preordained by some god. Bitcoin was invented. I don't care what anyone says. It just matters.
It was discovered.
No, fuck that. That's ridiculous.
I know.
That's so ridiculous. If it was 40 million at the beginning, so be it. The fact that it's unchanging is the good part. And I'm getting really tired of, it's what is it, infinity over 21? Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. Also, you can't live on the blockchain, right? We've kind of touched on energy a little bit. Bitcoin in and of itself need not fix our energy systems and or reverse the effects of climate change or whatever the correct term to use for, I think climate change, right? It's not global warming anymore. Bitcoin in and of itself isn't going to do shit for that. Bitcoin doesn't have a moral compass. And thank God it doesn't, because there are some people I might discriminate against.
Short people.
Anyone under 5'11".